Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you some more gameplay. Once again, using match defense. This is going to be a defensive breakdown. See a lot of you guys watch these videos and stuff like that, and I know that we all can try to get better ways to be better on defense. This guy I was playing in particular, I like to play run gun bunch quads. You've got 4 wide receivers on one side. It's an empty set. It is a fairly difficult formation to stop. So I want to show you what I did against this guy, where I actually got a handful of stops against him because he was becoming a little bit repetitive in his tendencies. But I'll probably going to go to my Patreon and develop a more in-depth defense to approach this, because I think I have a conceptual idea to do that. So if you guys are looking for different tips and strategies, you can go ahead. You go to my Patreon. I've got a breakdown of the offensive playbook I was using this, which would be the Chicago Bears. I got a full breakdown of the spread scheme. I've got more information on how I run my defense in Patreon for the Patriots, and then I've got Browns and Eagles playbook, which are stuff you guys can look at. So you can take a look at that. So let's go and jump into this gameplay right now. Once again, using the 49ers. Going against the Lions, which is a good change of pace. When I set up my defense, first thing I always go ahead and use is palms. A lot of people struggle with palms. Another thing I'm going to use is going to be hard flats. I like the hard flats, and actually you're going to see me use this in this gameplay where it actually is very effective for me. Silver shoot blitz, and then another adjustment I'm doing now is I'm using cover 9 show 2. The reason I'm actually using cover 9 show 2 is to complement any people that like to do run plays from one side to the other. But I'm coming out of the cover 6 as my base defense, and usually using the free safety as my first guy. So he showed me kind of a balanced set. You can see how I quickly manned up one of his guys. He actually tries to hit me down to the flat, get basically a 1-yard gainer on that, which essentially you can think of as a stop. Strong Y off close as the next formation. So typically what I like to do is, obviously the running formation strength is this way. So when I see that type of situation, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and shift my defensive line over here. And the reason why is that it makes it harder for him to get to the outside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and man up this guy right here. And then basically user my safety down in the box and try to go ahead and defend against the run. Now, if he actually wants to try to run up here, basically I've got 3 defenders that can play against this guy right here, so I'm not really concerned about the run going on the weak side of the formation. So you can see me shifting my guys over and manning my guys up, then going across. And right here I had a nice little block shed, but he actually got past my guy, but as you can see, I contained him for 1 yard. So last 2 plays really didn't work out too well for him. Now he jumps into the gun bunch quads. This is an offense I haven't really seen a lot online. It can be a difficult type of thing. And then what I did is I go ahead and man-aligned to get my defenders over there, and then I actually put this guy on a man assignment on the back side. And really what I'm looking for is that usually what they do is they attack the flats. They might go up the streaks, but there's a lot of stuff that's going to come over, or there's going to be like a drag route that's going to come over. So I user this guy knowing that I'm going to have wide receivers coming over with the way this defense is set up, with what I'm expecting from my opponent. So I use the cube contain just to prevent that. You can see he actually goes ahead and throws a quick out, which was a good adjustment by him. And I had a guy manned up there, so that essentially was not the best adjustment. So he actually did drag under, and then what he did is he took this one wide receiver and he put him on an out on the backside. So that was a good adjustment by him. I had off coverage, I had man coverage, so a quick out is essentially going to beat man coverage. It was a good read by him. So he comes back at it again. Basically I think what I did is I dropped this guy into a curl flat. I wanted to put this guy into a seam flat, and I'm going to leave this quarter flat out here just so he can play the quick out. I'm going to come down in the box, and really what I'm looking for is just, I'm expecting some type of a drag and then some type of a crosser. My responsibility is to take the over the top crosser route that comes across with this type of formation. So I did a quick adjustment right there. It actually throws down to the flat, and I've got a defender in the flat area. He picks up 4 yards, but if you keep just chipping away 4 yards a shot, in the flats, you can get yourself in some into basically giving up first down. So he's going back to gun the gun quad bunch gun bunch quad again. So I jump into cover 6 once again. And I think what I did here is I got another curl flat out there. I'm down in the box. And once again, I think he drops it down to the flat. I've got a tackle right there, but he picks up another 3 yards. So he's just going to flat me to death until he gets a first down. So he no huddles. I anticipate that, and that's why I have this cover 3 hard flat play out there. So I want to have a guy that's actually going to come down and play that flat route. So I jump into this route real quick. I put an extra defender out there to check him, and you can see right here I actually go ahead and hit him for basically no gainer with a 4th and 3. So exactly what I wanted to do. I think I jump once again back into a cover 3 shell, but I put a curl flat out there. Drop the guy down in the box, look for the crosser, and right here actually throws into my defender, which was a hook curl. Bosa, he falls right into a spot. I'm able to go and pick him off. So this guy was working the flats. He was using some other formations against me, but he was working the flats against me and making me go ahead and try to, I guess, give up a deep ball against him because he was just forcing the flats underneath. And because I had a good adjustment and I was prepared for that, and I had the defense set up correctly in my New England playbook breakdown, I can make that quick adjustment and not have to have a lot of extensive adjustments to anybody that's a quick snapper. So here's a situation where basically he is able to work effectively against me. Now anytime I have trip sets like so, I'm always going to take my edge defender and actually put him in a flat and just try to match from there. I probably should have, in this type of situation, I probably should have man-aligned. That would have got my other defender to the outside. He actually hits me up with a screen. And I actually had a good contain on there. So he actually lost yardage of the screen based on how I had my defense set up. Go ahead and set this up once again. And I had this guy in a flat. And we got some matching principles right here. I think I might have jumped into cover 4 palms. I can't really tell. There's a lot of matching going on right here. You can see he's essentially locked up. He's got nowhere to go. This should have been intercepted. So you could see he actually threw it to my defender. My defender did not pick it off. That should have been an interception. And what I did is I actually quickly audibled into palms as a changeup. So I have a little bit more matching, and I also have that deep matching on the inside. So if you're not familiar with palms, there's a lot of matching principles with the 2 and the 3 wide receiver with the safeties in the middle of the field. So it does catch people off guard. So he goes back to the bunch. I'm going to go with the curl flat once again. Slide my guys over. I do man this guy up on the back side, and I've got a curl flat out there to support any kind of a quick out. And my responsibility is to try to watch any kind of a crossing route that's going to come over the top, and I have to match that correctly. So that's my responsibility with it. I've got a little chuck animation right there. He throws a quick out, and unfortunately that hard flat did not play that correctly. So now I'm kind of in a bind a little bit. Every time I man that guy up, he actually doesn't bite correctly. He no huddles. I set it up once again. I put a cloud flat out there. He goes back to the flat again, and I get basically he gets a 4-yard gainer on it. So now he's quick hiking me. I go into cover 4, but I was supposed to put this guy into a flat. I put him into a curl flat inadvertently, and I didn't have the place set up correctly, but you can see the matching principles are fine. He actually goes ahead and runs with his quarterback. So now I'm in the back of my head. I'm thinking, okay, he sees the pockets wide open. He's going to run wide up. Now I have to put another adjustment to go ahead and unbottle up what he wants to do. I've got to put drop a zone in the middle of the field. And then I think what happens is I'm actually in the wrong defense. Okay, so I got to basically cover 6 in the back side. He tries to throw over the middle of the field. This should have been picked off. Another situation where that should have been picked off based on a throw. He's got 4th and inches situation against me. He goes into tight slots right here. I'm thinking about, it's like I've got to defend against the run. I've got to basically defend against the pass. Hits with stick. Clears out the zone with the streak, and then he's got a stick underneath it, and then he's got the little curl routes. So this guy he just nickels and dimes you down the field. And anytime you have someone that nickels and dimes you with flats, you know that they're setting you up for the big deep ball. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you don't have over-the-top coverage to support that type of stuff. So right here, he goes into basically trips once again. Now I jump into basically the hard flats, cover 3 right here. And the seam was wide open. I'm trying to get out to the seam to try to protect against that because I was down in the box. I probably should have dropped basically the whole hook defender, and that would have been a little bit better of a setup. But inadvertently, I actually just go ahead and do this. He goes into tight wide cross. Now I go ahead and jump into basically a cover 4 palms. Got this guy into a hard flat, and then I'm going to user this guy right here. My preference is to user this guy to look for the crossing routes, but that gives me a pass responsibility. He actually runs the ball. I tackle him down for 3rd and 1. So he's just grinding away. Now I actually jump into basically defense where I'm bringing the safeties down to go ahead and play the box. And I've got the defense set up, but actually, once again, he goes to hard flats. So it's one of these situations where you just have to kind of pick your poison, and because this guy's quick snapping based plays, making the right adjustments is difficult to do. So cover 3 right here. I'm trying to go ahead and slide my guys over to protect against the run. Got a guy's dropping down into flat. He hits a freaking slant on the backside. So planting a seed that he's going to go to the opposite side away from the flats, playing a stock stick play. So this guy, he knew what he was doing. He knew his plays. He was hitting the right people. Now he goes into bunch set again, and I set this play back up. I think what I really want to do, instead of putting this guy in a curl flat, I should be putting him into a seam flat. He matches a little bit better in a seam flat opposed to a curl flat. And right here, kind of chuck right there. And I got myself out of position. He did stick, but he actually put the guy on a drag opposed to a flat. So he was setting me up, but also, he made a good read right there. I should have carried over with that. He did it basically spacing with a drag. He actually, you just did a quick drag and then snapped the ball. So basically 1st and goal situation. I've been running match. He's been having some problems with it. He motions this guy over like so. My responsibility is to try to defend this guy against a seam. So I'm going to have to carry with this guy. He dials up probably the best play against anybody that uses like match coverages. He dials up a screen. So I'm anticipating this is going to be carried. So I've got to go and take away that quick passing lane. He actually dials me up with a screen, hits that, gets perfect blocking, gets the ball into the end zone. So good series for him. He pretty much carved me up, just hitting me with the flats underneath, and I didn't make right adjustments with it, but that's all right. So strong wide close is going to be the next formation, and once again, I like to have the cover 6. Typically what I want to do is I want to shift this line off to this side, take my safeties and play this side. I'll man this guy up, and I'm going to go ahead and take this user and actually put him down in the box and look for any kind of crossing routes over the middle of the field, but really I'm looking to run support. Try to defend that off tackle run. So you can see me shifting my guys, and what does he do? He goes ahead and runs the opposite side, which I told you I'm not really worried about it. I get some really good block shed with Bosa. He loses basically, he loses 7 yards on that run. So I jumped into cover 4 palms in that type of situation. I don't know why I did that, but it was a good decision to do that. So right here, I user up this guy right here, and I've actually got a blitz set up. I want to make sure that he doesn't really have a lot of time. If he wants to go and hit the underneath, that's fine. I should have a guy that's going to come down and play this. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and try to look for any kind of a crosser. But I make a quick adjustment. I slide my guys over, and that gets them out of their blitzing positions. So now the blitz is slow, and he throws it right to me. And I don't get any kind of animation right there against him. He breaks a tackle right there, gets a first down. So in a really good situation to get a stop against him, and right there it doesn't work out for me. So back at it again. Slide the guys over. He's no huddling me with this bunch formation. Basically, I've got a hard flat out here, another a cover 3 sky. So everything's pretty much locked up, except for these guys. These guys are coming up, but he's looking on this side of the field now. He's looking for all the crossing routes. He didn't look on the back side. I had a breakdown of my defense, and he's watching me carrying this guy right here, and he doesn't miss. He totally misses these guys that didn't carry with his route. So right here, I actually go ahead and get a sack. He probably saw what was going on, so basically I go ahead and run the same play. I've got a hard flat out there. I hard flatted my guys because he's been hitting the hard flat. And I've got just a deep half right there. I don't set up an extra defender, but you could see the wheel was open and this was open. But because I actually sent 4 and I got some pressure, luckily I got some pressure, I got away with 1. So he sees it. He's running the same play again. So now I go ahead and switch things up. I should jump into cover 4. No. Basically, I got some matching principles right there. He misthrows the ball. I get away with another one right there. So my defensive line is actually having it. I think what I was doing, I was pass committing because there was just no reason not to pass commit. So this is where I basically go ahead and switch things up on him. He actually keeps throwing that. He's trying to cut and throw those routes. I jump into cover 4 palms, slide my guys over, and I think I'm pass committing right here. And now I've got matching principles, and you can see this defender actually goes and matches correctly and picks him off. So guys, you know, I'm going to be working on basically a bunch defense to be a little bit more efficient. I'm trying to confuse your opponent. I think it is going to be running cover 9 or flipping cover 6 to stop that. So just want to give you an idea that I'll be working on stuff like that. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Until next time.